လောလောဆယ်တော့လောလောဆယ်တော့ fight နေခဲ့တဲ့အချိန်မျိုးတော့တွေ့နေရတယ်အဲ့တော့ကြောက်သွားခဲ့တဲ့ Aaron ရာဇကင်နောက်တော့ down သွားခဲ့တဲ့အချိန်မျိုးတော့ဒီလောကိုတော့ကျွန်တော် Navi တင်းရရှိဖို့ chance ကတော့များသွားနေပြီ fast low ကိုတော့ Navi ရရှိလို့သွားခဲ့ဖြစ်ပါတယ်ခင်ဗျာအဲ့တော့ Portland ကိုတော့ပြင်ပြီး trade ဝင်ဆိုတော့ပုံစံမျိုးတော့ carry နေ Portland fast tower ယူ try နေခဲ့ပြီဒီဘက်မှာလေး Navi Zyv နေကအလဲလဲ fast တော့လုံးတော့ပြင်ပြီး try နိုင်နေပဲတာဝါလေးကတော့ဘာပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်ကျွန်တော်တစ်လုံးစီဖြစ်သွားခဲ့တဲ့အချိန်မျိုးတော့တွေ့ရတယ်အဲ့တော့အဓိကတော့ space ယူထားတာဒီကျွန်တော် Navi ဘက်ကတော့တော်တော်လေးတော့ကောင်းတယ် network 3.0k ဆိုတာအသာစီးမျိုးတော့ဦးဆောင်ထားခဲ့ပြီတော့အရင်တော့ဘာမှ trade လို့ပြောကြရမလို့သေးဘူးအရင်ကောင်းတဲ့ chance ဆောင်းနေပြီဘာလို့မှလဲဆိုတဲ့အချက်ကိုတော့ပြင်ပြီးကြည့်ရမယ်โอเคအဲ့တော့လောလောဆယ်တော့ pick up လုပ်ဖို့တော့ try နေဟိုမှာ ambush တဲမှာတော့အဖူးအနေနဲ့တောက်လျှောက်ကိုပဲပုံးနေတယ်အဲ့တော့ light တော့ light shot ဆိုမဲ့လေဖက် Cairo အရင်တော့မလွယ်သေးဘူးအဓိက stand နေပါတာဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်တော့ Cairo သူရဲ့ carry speedy way တွေပြစ်ခွင့်ရဖို့တော့ try မှရမယ်ဗျာ17 minute ကျော်ဆိုတဲ့ duration time တစ်ခုမှာ network 3k ဆိုတော့အသာကြီးဒါပေဦးဆောင်ထားခဲ့ဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်အရင်နဲ့ဝင်တိုးဖို့တော့လဲလို့မလွယ်သေးဘူးဒါပေမဲ့ network 3k ဆိုတော့အများကြီးမကွာသေးဘူးပေါ့နော်ပြန်ပြီး try လို့ရနေသေးတယ်အပေါ်လဲမှာလဲကျွန်တော် first တက်လာခဲ့တဲ့ခိုက်တဲ့မျိုးမှာတော့အပေါ်လဲ second တက်လုံးတော့ရရှိလို့သွားခဲ့ပြီဖြစ်ပါတယ်ဒါပေတင်းပါအလဲထဲမှာလဲ second တက်လုံးအကောင်းဆုံးပဲ defend ထားတဲ့အခြေအနေမျိုးမှာတော့ defend ဖို့ကြိုးရဆိုမြင်လဲမရတော့ပါနော်သူအကောင်းဆုံးပြန်ပြီး defend ထားပါသေးတယ်အောင်လဲ first tower အောင်လဲ second tower တလုံး tower နှလုံးတော့ကျန်နေသေးတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့ပေါ်လဲရဲ့ကျွန်တော် mega tower ရှိလို့ရဖို့ chance ကိုများအလဲလဲ mega tower ရှိတဲ့ chance ကိုရဖို့များတယ် mega tower တက်ရိုက်ဖို့တော့တော်တော်လေးအနေများလောလောဆယ်ဟိုးတော့ reason ရှင်ဂျိုးဆောင် shot တိုင်းလည်းပေးပြီးတွေ့ဝ energy rush and do you stand up now but stand right time ကျွန်တော်ခေါ်တော့ဘာတော့ချက်ပြီးကြလာခဲ့ UK ရ damage stand အောက်ထဲမှာတော့အကောင့် air ဆွဲပြန်ပေးတဲ့ Joe stay right ပါပဲဗျာလုံးဝလွတ်မြောက်နေတော့ပဲဗျာတကယ်ကိုကောင်းတဲ့ရှောင်းတိန်မှုလေးနေပဲအသက်ကလွတ်မြောက် white ဝင်ကောတဲ့ကာဒီဖိုင်းဆွဲခေါ်တော့ carry speedy with အဖူးအရန်တာနောက်ကပေးတဲ့ speedy အောက်တော့မှာ and do you ပြန် down တယ်ဗျာနောက်မှလည်းပြန်ပြီးအဖူးဆိုင်ပြီးပြခွင့်မှုအောက်တော့မှာ back line မှာ crash ကောင် started star မှုပြန်ကဆိုမြင်လေပဲ carry ပစ်ချအောင်မှာနှစ်ကောင်ပြန်ရရှိလိုက်ကြတာဒီ team လက်ကွ Indonesia ရရှိသွားခဲ့ဖြစ်ပါတယ်ဗျာအဲ့တော့အရန်အကောင်းနေတဲ့ကျွန်တော် Navi တေးတော့ဒါ carry တစ်ပေါင်းနေတော့ပြန်ပြီးတော့ဖြည့်ရှင်းထားသေးတယ် carry ရဲ့ late game damage ဖြစ်တဲ့ကျွန်တော်သူ့ရဲ့ speedy wheel တွေ spinning wheel တွေကတော့တော်တော်လေးကိုမှအားကောင်းလာပြီဒါတော့ဒီကတော့တစ်ဖက်ကကျွန်တော်တို့ဒီ Andrew နဲ့ Crash ကိုရလိုက်တာကြောင့်တော့တော်တော်လေးတော့ပြန်ပြီးအစီပြေသွားပုံတော့ရတယ်ဗျာနောက်ထွက်လာမယ်ကျွန်တော်တို့ firstဆိုတော့ second lot တစ်ခုတော့ပြင်ပြီးကြည့်အောင်မယ်ဒီ second lot ကိုတော့တင်းတကွေနူရှာပြင်ပြီးရရှိသွားခဲ့မယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တော်တော်လေးတော့နော် camera point ရရှိသွားဖို့ chance တော်တော်လေးများတယ်လောဆယ်ကတော့အောင်လဲ minion weight တွေပါတက်လာဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့် minion weight ပြင်ရှင်းထားနေပဲ lot fight တစ်ခုတော့ပြင်ပြီးတော့ပဲ Navi တင်းနော်ကျွန်တော်ဥဆောင်ထားပါအောင်မေလဲလန်းတာဝါလေးကိုတော့ဒါတင်းလက်ကွေနူရှာချိုးဖို့တော့ကြိုးစားခြင်းနေဆိုမဲ့လဲလွယ်တော့မလွယ်သေးဘူးဗျအဲ့တော့ Ambrose မှာစောင့်နေခဲ့ပြီး Star မလန်းမကျဲဖို့ကြိုးစားတယ်အဲ့တော့ Cairo ပြင်ပြီးတော့ forward ထားပါသည်တစ်ဖက်မှာရာစကီဝင်ဒီနှစ်ကောင် Ambrose မှာစောင့်နေသည်ခါကျတော့ဘိုင်းဆွဲခုပဲ try နေပါလာခဲ့တယ်သူ air strike ပြန်ထိန်းထားပြီးတော့မှ speedy win ကြမှာအဖူတန်းပြင် shock damage ပြန်ပြီး stand နေကြတော့မှ Aaron ပြန် down နေပြီ 141 ထပ်ပြီးတော့ကဆိုင်ပြီးပြခွင့်မှုအောက်ထဲမှာ Joe ပြန် down နေပြီနောက်ကပေး damage overtime ပြခွဲဖို့ကြိုးစားခိုက်တယ်မျိုးမလုံလောက်တာကြောင့်တော့ဖက်ကတင်းလက်ကွေ Indonesia ပြန်ပြီးတော့ forward လို့သွားခဲ့ဖြစ်ပါတယ်များYuki နှစ်ကောင်ပေးလိုက်တဲ့တင်းလက်ကွေ Indonesia အနေနဲ့ကတော့ထပ်ပြီးတော့ပါစင်အနေနဲ့ကတော့ဒီလောက်ပါပေးအဝ chance ကများသွားပြီဖြစ်ပါတယ်မတေချာမီရတဲ့ battle တစ်ခုတော့ခါကျ define ချက်မဲ့တူပဲ pick up လို့ကြိုးစားခဲ့တဲ့နောက်မှာတော့တောင်းမှာကျလာခဲ့တဲ့ UK ရာ further air strike တွေကြားထဲမှာတော့ Yuki ပြန်ပေးလိုက်နေပဲဒီလောက်ပါပေးလိုက်ဖြစ်ပါတယ်များဒီလောက်ကတော့ second lot ဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်တော့ network gap ထပ်ပြီးတော့ကျွန်တော် 1 လောက်တာဘူး chance များတယ်အဲ့တော့ဒီ outline ရဲ့ first tower လုံးနဲ့ outline second tower လုံးနဲ့ထပ်ပြီးရရှိသွားခဲ့မယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တခါလဲတန်အမ်းမှုအတွက်အခွင့် chance တော့များပါတယ်လော့တက်လာဖို့တက်ကတော့အပေါ်လန်းနဲ့အလယ်လန်းနှစ်လိန်နဲ့တလိန်တက်လာဖို့တော့များတယ်ဗောနော် outline ကတော့တက်လာဖို့တော့မတေချောင်းအဓိကတော့ outline မှာ second tower ရှိနေကြတဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်တော့ဒါသူတို့အနေနဲ့ပြန်ပြီးတော့ဒီ tower လေးပြန်ယူမရမယ်ဗောနော်အဲ့တော့အရှိတက်ပြီးတော့ high on တက်မယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တော့ outline မှာရှိတဲ့ second tower နဲ့ outline မှာရှိတဲ့ mega tower ရှိယူတော့ယူပြီးမှ mega tower 3လိန်တစ်ခါတက်အပ်မှရမယ်ဒီတိုင်းအပ်မှဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ဒီဘက်မှာ carry ရဲ့ spinning wheel တွေကတော်တော်လေးမှ damage ပေါက်နေပြီcritical တွေထားနေပြီ attack speed တွေမြန်နေပြီနော်အဲ့ချက်ကိုတော့သူတို့ကောင်းကောင်းသိလို့သိတယ်ကဲအဲ့တော့ second လို့အလကားမဖြစ်အောင်လို့တော့ crash နေတယ်အကောင်းဆုံးပဲ star started တွေကတော့ကနေဆိုမဲ့လေပဲတစ်ဖက်က speed wheel နည်းနည်းတော့ကြောက်နေရတယ်ဗျာနော် air strike ပေးထားတယ် and Cairo only ပဲ Cairo နည်းနည်းတော့သူတို့ကင်ပါပြီ air strike မရှိတဲ့ဖြစ်တဲ့ battle side တော့ကြိုးစားနေတယ်ဖတ်တင်းလက်ကွေ Indonesia တော့တောက်လျှောက်လို့ပဲဗျာနော်ကျွန်တော် pressure လေးပေးဖို့ကြိုးစားနေတယ်တစ်ဖက် Navi အတင်းဒီ log ကိုတော့ထပ်မှတ်ပြီးတော့ပဲဒီတိုင်းပဲ plane ပဲပြလိုက်ဖြစ်ပါတယ်ဗျာမီဂါတာဝါတော့မကျိုးလိုက်ဘူးဗျာနော်ဒါတော်တော်လေးနှမျိုးမို့ကောင်းတယ်အောင်လဲ second tower ပဲရလိုက်ပါသေးတယ် ကဲတော့ဗတ်တဲတော့ဆက်ဆိုင်နေအေးကြောက်သွားပြီဂျိုးကကြောက်သွားဒီဘက်မှာကလင်တစ်ချက်ပဲနေရသေးတယ်ဒါကတော့ Feather Air ဆိုဝင်နှခေါင်းခဲပြနေတာဆရာကြီး crash ကဟုတ်တယ်အဲ့တော့ undo you အကောင်းဆုံးပဲရှိမှာကာလာပြီးတော့တော့တကောင်ကြောက်သွားခဲ့တဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့် 4/5 ဒီနေ့တော့တစ်ခါပဲတက်ပြီး emerald try နိုင်ပြီ slam right hand strike ခေါ်လိုက်ကာကြ only ပဲပါဝဲတော့မှာ damage အပေးမှာ legendary Zyvi ရရှိသွားအပတ်တော့ထိန်းတာရှေ့မှာတကောင်နေပဲ energy rushing နဲ့ထောက်ထောက်ထားပေးဆိုမှအလဲလဲ mega tower တက်ပြီးရိုက်ချိုးနေပြီတက်လာခဲ့ mini one 2တစ်ခါ emerald ချိုးတာ energy rushing 2 match 10နောက်မှာ Zyvi ထူးကြောင်မှာထပ်ပြီး legendary Aaron တကောင်ရရှိသွားနေပဲနှစ်ကောင် stay light တခုမှာအကောင်းဆုံးတစ်ဖက်မှာချိုးသွားခဲ့ဆိုပြီးနောက်က throw only ကိုရတော့ချိုးသွားနေပဲ Navi တင်းလေးကွ Indonesia ဆိုတဲ့အသင်းကိုတော့ 2C ဆိုတော့ result နဲ့ပဲအနိုင်အရှိတော့သွားခဲ့ဖြစ်ပေါ်တယ်ခင်ဗျာနောက်ဆုံးပဲအင်းလေးလွယ်ဆိုတဲ့အတိုင်းပဲ Navi ကတော့ကျွန်တော်နောက်တစ်ဖက်ကအသင်းတော့ဘဲဦးလီတော့ပေးကျွေးလိုက်ဖြစ်ပါတယ်မောလိုက်တာဟာ2ပဲဖြစ်မယ်ထင်တာတကယ်ဦးရောဖြစ်သွားသေးတကယ်ရောဖြစ်သွားသေး break တာလက်မပြီးသေးဘူးလား what the fuck လက်ကနှစ်ခုဖြစ်သွား what the fuck ဖြစ်သွားနောက်ကဖြစ်သွား okay နော်တကယ်ကောင်းပါလေတကယ်ကောင်းပါခင်ဗျာတကယ်ကောင်းပါလေအဲ့တော့ကျွန်တော် flip ပေးဖို့တစ်ချက်သွားကြည့်ကြည့်အောင်နော်ဒါကတော့ပြီးသွားပြီတဲ့ flip ပေးတစ်ချက်သွားကြည့်ကြည့်မယ် flip ပေး MBF flip ပေး flip ပေးပြီးသွားလားမသိ Indo ပဲကြံ့နေတာMBA ဟုတ်တယ်ဖိလစ်ပင်းကလိုက်တောင်ပြီးသွားပြီဆရာသမားဟုတ်တယ် break that
Farsa and Kalea. So they're sticking their ground onto somehow capitalizing the catch heroes here for Xnova. Meanwhile, for Team Falcons, I'm kind of confused because we've mentioned that you need to partner up first with the Master Ogwen just to assist onto those lockdowns. But with the Uranus, we're pretty sure that you're just going to somehow interrupt the whole process here for AP Brand.
Yeah, he's just going to be basically a standing front, you know, for the most part with this. Now, that can still be useful. It can still be effective in one way or another. But again, it's going to be up to what they decide to throw into the roam, I feel like, here for Team Falcons, really, because even the fact that they didn't take the Harith earlier on when it was open for Marco, it makes you wonder what the plan is there to play around. But yeah, I think the roam is going to be crucial for Team Falcons. You can see they'll close in on the XP lane choices here, taking out the Lapu Lapu. Do they take out one more, like a glue or something there?
Yeah, I think they should consider taking out either the glue or the CC to continue pressing on the XP. So as expected, they banned the high loss here for AP Brand, considering the lineup that they have, and it would slot in very well for Ogwen. Another roamer that AP Brand needs to consider taking out is actually the Gatot Kacha. Would slot in very well with the Falcons lineup, meaning that Ogwen might be left with having to play something along the lines of a Badang roam.
Oh, yeah, interesting though. If ever Coach Jeff foresees that Gatot Kacha ban here for AP Brand. But moving forward, there was a wild thought at the back of my head. I was actually considering a Uranus jungle. Just so I just wanted for first to actually get a CZ or Lapu like that. But with the Hayabusa locked in, we're pretty sure that they want that early action here for Team Falcons.
Yeah. Okay, CC. So then it's going to be a glue pickup most likely for AP Brand in the EXP lane. Unless AP Brand wants to add a little bit more magic damage and go for something like Edith, but that's going to be quite rare. Glue makes so much sense right now for the lineup of AP Brand. They could also potentially even go Hilda or Esmeralda.
Oh, yeah.
Considering it's Lord JM. Like,
yes.
That's more of like a unique thing to him.
It is.
I think that Hilda would work great, but it was Hilda and
Esmeralda.
That's
Esmeralda.
right. Just a little classic, eternal match between the Uranus.
But for me here for Team Falcons, they're not really that scared here. If ever AP Brand gets that Hilda. But currently, for a fun fact, Xnova is still currently the rank #1 as the player with the highest unique heroes used in the whole MDL Philippine history. So, are they going to put that in use here? Because so far, for AP Brand, we're still not seeing... Maybe they're going to go for the Kalea XP, but so far it's still an XP or rather roam Kalea.
Yeah, I've seen some pretty crazy people try even a Kalea jungle in ranked games, but that's so rare and it's MPL that, you know what, I'm going to turn off that idea in my head right now. I've gotten a bit too excited at times with some crazy picks. So yeah, for Ogwen, just pick up the Badang at this point with the Hylos taken away, the Baksha taken away, Arlot's also gone. But that's going to be your best option. Just save the Super Marco pick for last so you can adjust or go... Are they? Oh, wait. Oh, okay. They want to save the roam pick for last. Okay, Granger makes a lot of sense. You needed a bit more range so that you wouldn't be so too close ranged for the side of Falcons.
Yeah, and that's just the classic matchup in the gold lane, the Harith Granger. We've seen it so many times. I think statistically, doesn't Harith still have like the advantage in that matchup? I remember even a time back in some of the internationals, it was like we saw Harith Granger so much that it was like they had that specific stat too, like the matchup itself. In the gold lane.
Harith does have a okay. I like the surprise. Just to add real quick to what the 90%, 60% is the win rate of the Harith this season. Benedetta EXP, and then they go jungle Fredrin. Very stable for AP Brand. I like what they showed up here, but going up against the Juicin, could be 50-50. It really depends on how well Lord JM handles the EXP. He has been Mr. 50-50 as the Benedetta in previous games this season. So let's see if he's a little bit sharper this time. For Super Marco, though, you could go safe and just play the Moskov, but I want to see them pick something quicker. Maybe go for the Bruno even.
Yeah, but they already have the Granger.
Yeah, excuse me. It's Roamer. Just go Badang. Just go Badang.
It's okay, yeah. You could go for Dang or even a Matilda, but with the Matilda, you're too squishy if ever. It's AP Brand and you're up against a Fredrin, so you would want someone with additional sustainability just to try and hold your lane. And it's going to be the final pick here for Team Falcons.
This is a chance for him to be the if he can channel the Master in the Ogwin here.
Okay, this is going to be how do I say this? A redemption game for Ogwin. The last time I saw him in the Grok, I could not hold myself with my frustration. So hopefully this time it's a better Grok. Land more tectonic charges, and if he's going to be frontlining, make sure Few is close enough to supplement him and help him out if he gets caught out. Because the last time, his Ogwin just did not do it for Falcons.
His Ogwin.
His Grok. His Grok did not just do it for Falcons.
We do understand the frustration, though. Even if you're part of AB brand, there's also that hint of revenge, just so they could finish this week strong, especially on the week number 3 of MPL. You're looking forward to somehow change the story, change the chapter here. And for us to open the chapter, let's head on over onto the Land of Dawn for match number 1, game number 1. Both looking to change their fate here for our week 3 last day.
I'm excited to see how they're going to be starting off with the rotations, especially with a Benedetta. So they set the Grok wall. Is that actually going to delay the minion? Yes, it will.
Yeah, it does.
It will, yeah. And with the Mighty Swing as well, so we could see, or we could definitely see some early pickups here for Team Falcons. But looking closer onto the lineup for AP brand, with the Benedetta for Lord JM, we've seen his performance, Renmar, and it's too early to say that he's going to be phenomenal yet, right?
Yeah. Hopefully we get the better side of the Mr. 50-50 for Lord JM's Benedetta. I mean, the last time we saw it, he was hitting those petrifies and combos, but there were times where his opponents were just ready for it because he became too predictable in his movements.
And so far, if you're too predictable, which means your whole rotation will be disrupted. Now for Team Falcons, there's the famous delay onto Ogwin's Grok.
Yeah, so he's going to go ahead and do that. You got Aqua was down there to get some of that extra XP, of course.
Yeah.
But nothing too crazy. I think this is one of those lineups, too, for both sides where you really have to wait for that first objective for either team to get that first blood.
And so far, Xnova and Ferds, with their all-time MDL Philippine assists, ranking 3rd is Xnova, and while Ferds is ranked 6. That's 835 and 666 here for Ferds.
Oh.
He has to channel his inner demon here for game number 1.
Impressive stats. MDL Philippines setting their own records as well. So heavy bottom side rotation for AP Brent so that they can really put priority into Lord JM. But Ferds has been handling the lane very well so far. Good pressure. I think this could be a big 50-50 when it comes to the first turtle.
Yep.
Most likely Kaltizi is going to be getting his purple buff first and then going for the turtle take. Ogwin, rapid boots rush, and they continue to pressure the Uranus, which Ferds, again, handling the lane very well so that he doesn't get ganked.
And that's a perfect opportunity here for Team Falcons to kind of delay and waste AP Brent's time there, just trying to get Ferds. And now the first turtle is up. There's 4 members here for AP Brent, even for Team Falcons. I think they just might contest this one.
Jumping in already. Xnovan doesn't have that Tsunami Slam, but they're going to break it out anyway. Feathered Airstrike.
What?
But Few goes down first. Aqua laying down the covering fire. Ferds next to follow. Right now the 1-for-2 trade, but James Panks is gone. So no turtle here for the taking.
Yep, gonna be a quick little reset here. Kaltizi and Ogwin will be able to start things off, but with Aqua and Xnova close enough to contest, similar to Lord JM, that's an entry.
He goes in with a Tsunami Slam anyway.
Whoa.
Kyle's trying to get away with the quad shadows. He'll juke the best he can. Still on the run, but he's got nowhere left to go. AP Bren will take out the jungler of Team Falcons. Now Lord GM zones out Ogwin. It's a hard-fought battle, but the turtle finally goes to AP Bren.
Just when we were about to analyze things, and there's a continuation here for AP Bren.
Yeah, I really liked how Xnova really saved his flicker there. I thought he used it earlier in the fight, but then he was able to utilize it so that he'd be able to take Kyle TZ, and then eventually that led to AP Bren taking control of the situation again, and that's good because now with Shizo being able to build the Enchanted Talisman at around 330 or counting less than that.
Yeah.
So pretty much all within the timers right now for AP Bren. Falcons needs to find a way to recover, and a gold side gank should do it, but with how Shizo has been playing, might not be able to find it.
Oh, there's an opening.
Oh, no.
Shadow kill.
Shadow kill is going to be used. It'll take Shizu as well, so a good decisive play up top.
Just when we were about to highlight that Shizu is getting all the attention and space that he needs, there goes Team Falcons answering him this early.
Yeah. For a second, I really thought that Shizu expected that there would be members of Falcons there because the map already showed it in terms of how they rotated, how the last major sequence was in the bottom side of the map, and his point of view top side. Shizu should not have gotten cut off like that. A bit of a miscalculation by the AP Brand Gold laner.
Maybe he was too relaxed. Just getting on the combinations here for Xnova that they didn't see or hear anyone passing through the riverside. But looking closer here onto Team Falcons, what we're mentioning was that they were a bit too greedy onto the first turtle fight, that I do think that it could favor them both if they ever stop onto Ogwen just going head-on here onto Shizu. But speaking of Shizu, there's going to be a counter play yet again. Xnova onto the back.
Oh, Xnova, I thought he was going to jump under the turret, but he saw the rest was there. There's the charge. Ogwen could be in trouble. Tsunami slam back into the turret. They bring Ogwen back. He'll flicker, but can't escape. A feathered airstrike from Aqua, picking up another. AP Brand fighting back in that one.
Hopefully y'all are seeing what I'm talking about now. It's like Ogwen said go, the other members of Falcon said no, and that just looked so mistimed. That was a very awkward tectonic charge that AP Brand, Ogwen's not going to have that CC immune. They said, all right, let's get this Grok.
Okay, we're back to square one here for Team Falcons. Kind of confused on what their strong formation is. What is the strong in their vocabulary? Because right now, it's not looking that strong.
Oh, he wanted to go for Aqua, uses Shadow Kill anyway, takes Shizu to half. But Turtle's up here. It's going to be started by Xnova. James Panks makes his way, so this might just end up being a turtle in the hands of AP Bren. Ferd's trying to delay it a little bit further. The rest of the team making their way. Kyle uses the shadows, goes in, but James Banks will get the turtle. It's going to be a fight anyway as Lord JM gets out with the final blow. They'll come slamming down into the title strike, and he gets on out. Ogwen had to use the tectonic charge on out.
Yeah, I think he was able to get away just in time there. How easy unfortunate on the Retribution battle loss, but at the end of the day, that was still a good contention by Falcons. An even better hold by AP Brand. They are playing a more stable tank fighter jungler, so they can just take it a little bit more easy when it comes into the big fights.
But Shizu isn't taking it easy right now. He wants to establish a huge lead here on the Team Falcons, and it's looking good here for AP Brand. Kyle easy on the Lord JM.
Oh, he tries to, he can't get away. Set it up so well. Birds down on the bottom side, so it might be a trade. Of course, the turret does go down. Top side, James Banks getting caught into the ramparts that are airstrike to try to help him to get away, but James Banks, he slides on through. And here's Ferds. I don't think he's going to be able to catch up. Gets zoned out. Great play there from AP Brand.
I feel like for Team Falcons, they're kind of confused on their shot calls because they're so over the map. You have this Kaltizi trying to go for the numbers pick off, but the other members as well is kind of just confused onto who to target here for AP Brand. Looking at their Infinix in-game equipment, still leading here on the side of AP Brand.
I like the Oracle Rush here actually for Xnova. Better access to cooldown reduction while at the same time giving himself sustainability, which is needed in these in the many fights that they're going to be seeing against Falcons with the little skirmishes all throughout. He's already up to a Feather of Heaven just now. Few building up the tough boots. So I like how AP Brand, we talked about Falcons box. I like how the AP Brand box, when it comes to them retreating, there's always coverage in the back for if ever Ferds is trying to go for a late entry, another member of Falcons tries to go for a late entry. Here's an entry by Xnova.
Do they want to, I would say, do they want to commit to Ferds? He already pops the Consecrate, but they're going to chase him down anyways. On force, jumps on it. Shizu will go in to clean up. And it looks like they might just trade for the turtle here. It's up now. Team Falcons will start it up. Lord JM and James Panks might face us off. The rest of the team runs on down. So without Ferds, this could be a little difficult for Team Falcons to take. Ogwen using the conceal, going on the off angle. Xnova is there. Has a title strike. There's the charge again. Xnova gets out. They're going to fight. Fuse in trouble. Has to pop the beacon, but James Panks will get the turtle. Still going to break it out. Shadow kill already committed, and Kyle will get caught. A feathered airstrike comes down on Fuse. No! He can't escape Aqua. And they're on the run. Aqua still chasing Ogwen, a sliver of health, but AP Brand won that fight.
This is what I was talking about, that they're too all over the map. Before the third fight, Ferds went down.
Yeah. And AP Brand just looks so stable. So what they did before that turtle is what we have always talked about in the past. It's a classic blacklist rotation. We call it the 3-2 split. Three members of the team go opposite the turtle lane, while the EXP laner and jungler get left behind in the turtle, even if there is a numbers advantage on the opposing side, considering that you're playing around the Fredrin, and in this case, a Benedetta, that is a strong duo that can hold, so that the other members of AP Brand, the 3, can go and join in the turtle. That is classic 3-2 split.
And you would think that a team like Team Falcons would know that rotation, right? But I'm kind of confused, like, they're forgetting the
Stop! Why overpay? Lazada has up to 90% off and campaign vouchers up to 999 ringgit. Shop guilt-free at Lazada's 99 sale, always the better sale.
Sakit kepala, Panadol Actifast diserap 2 kali lebih cepat untuk kelegaan sakit yang cepat.
Turtle, even if there is a numbers advantage on the opposing side, considering that you're playing Turtle, even if there is a numbers advantage on the opposing side, considering that you're playing around the Fredrin and in this case a Benedetta, that is a strong duo that can hold so that the other members of AP Brand, the 3, can go and join in the turtle. That is classic 3-2 split.
And you would think that a team like Team Falcons would know that rotation, right? But I'm kind of confused, like, they're forgetting the basic fundamentals. When 3 of the people are missing when it comes to the objective fight, you're sure to see them onto the opposite lane. And right now, it's opposite for Team Falcons. They're just crumbling down. They're finding the right targets, but not the right pick up for smart targeting here for Team Falcons.
Oh, Lord JM, he used the Petrify. He got the turret. I guess he's happy with that. He knew that he'd probably get caught out, but he gets a tier 2.
Yeah, so this is one of the lights of hope here for Falcons. Wait, in the mid.
They're going to be able to get the energy eruption off Team Falcons, though. Eye in the tier 1 mid lane. Appraiser's Wrath with a fettered airstrike. Look how much damage one shot does to the Team Falcons lineup. They have to back off, so can't even put pressure on tier 1 and mid.
Yeah, good call by AP Brett to actually commit a lot of their abilities to clear that minion wave.
First again.
First again. He's tanky enough, but can he get away? He had to pop the Purify. A whole lot thrown at him. And again, this is why teams like this hero, this Uranus.
Yep. Okay, they're finally seeing the silver lining here by picking up the Rangers here for Furs just to try and waste the time here for AP Brand.
Oh, Kyle's jumping in. He's going for Aqua. He'll find him with a Shadow Kill. And now Kyle Teasy on the run with the Shadows. He gets back towards the Lord. They're fighting in the jungle anyway. X-Nova is gone. Team Falcons fighting back, forcing AP Brand out of the jungle. Shizu takes a couple shots with Rhapsody. Couple Daytonas. Lord JM able to keep Sumo or Marco from potentially getting a kill on Shizu. They did all they needed to secure, hopefully, this Lord for Team Falcons. It's held up.
They're off to a great start. That's a 3-for-1 trade-off before the Lord take.
Oh, no.
Ogun, Lord JM, if he somehow does something here...
There's no
No way. All right. Way too risky.
Way too risky. Shadow Kill can be used. Oh, Lord JM. A sliver of health will go through. Like the final blow on out. He survives. He didn't get the Lord or anything, but he at least... He got some information, he gets out.
Yeah, you know, that's such a tight window to pull off what Lord JM did. There was a chance he would have just bumped into the wall, awkwardly so, but he was still able to get away. Good coverage!
Tectonic charge again! They're going to go for it. Few jumps in with the beacon. I think they're just going to have to disengage. A whole lot thrown here from Team Falcons. But AP Brand will be okay. They're going to go ahead and fully reset and get back to the base.
Okay, now we see better trades off here for Team Falcons, and especially onto Ogwen hitting the right targets with a tectonic charge. And to add up to that, with Ferds going onto the sustained front lane against AP Bren, that's the job of Uranus. Just try and get all that you can, waste their time, and for Team Falcons, all they needed to do was just wait for their time. And the time is right now as the Lord marches onto the top lane.
Well, one of the few times I'm very happy to see a brute force breastplate rush at the hands of Ferds on that Uranus. That item is what's keeping him alive in especially the sequence that the members of AP Bren were trying to take him down before Ogwen and Kaltizi pulled the trigger on that big team fight and around this purple shrub, leading to this scenario now with Falcons in the lead. So now it's just up to Falcons to not drop the ball here. They should expect X-Nova to commit a conceal, flicker, tidal strike into the Tsunami Slam, and they have to be ready for that. And so they have to play a little bit more back in the bushes that they hold. And if ever someone's going to be playing forward, make sure someone is there to back them up. Let Ferds go front. Let Ogwen be the guy to answer with a surprise crowd control counter. Let your Uranus provide the vision.
I think part of this, too, is just, you got to remember, AP Bren had a pretty good lead. 4,000 at one point. It's been diminished. Team Falcons clearly have fixed some of the things we were talking about in the early game, like that box, like that formation, being able to get a lot of attention from AP Bren. I mean, think how many times we've seen AP Bren throw multiple ultimates or resources at Ferds, for example. And so now you're gonna have to see AP Bren shift the focus on how they approach this. So I think that's why you have this kind of steady moment, obviously leading into that first objective, or the next objective, which is the Lord here in about 30.
And for Team Falcons, all they have to do is somehow stick their ground onto letting Ferds light up the way before Ogwen tries to go for the surprise move. And we've mentioned the strength here for Team Falcons was that if they're inside that box, they were able to counter out AP Bren because all of their resources was wasted on the Ferds. But alongside with that, for Team Falcons, one of the steady pillars is actually Super Marco delivering that bullet.
Ooh, Kaltizi's found some pretty good pressure. With a shadow kill. Now on Lord JM, again, perfect timing. Lord is up, but you can see Team Falcons will go ahead and push this lane a little bit further, potentially get that tier 2 down. It's just a hit away. And now go for this Lord here.
Very great move there by Falcons. Kaltizi empowered by the fact that he actually stole the orange buff maybe around a minute ago. Funny because AP Bren sort of looked like they leashed it for him. And now they're going to be holding priority in this Lord. Look at this three-man front by Falcons. AP Bren will not get close. They concede.
And that's the flashy mid that you want. And for Team Falcons, they finally soaring high right now. Especially onto taking charge, onto denying the jungles here for AP Bren. And this is a great thing if you have mobility when it comes to the assassin jungler for Kaltizi. Meanwhile, for AP Bren, I do think that they haven't maximized James Fang's prowess yet with holding all the front lines because they were too dependent onto trying to let Lord JM try and find targets here for Team Falcons.
They should still be able to like defend this though. This Lord push here, Team Falcons, even though they have this lead, the clear from AP Bren is going to be pretty good. Obviously, you have a Harith, you have Aqua here on the Farsa, Lord JM to an extent as well. So it's not an easy game-winning push for Team Falcons unless somehow, some way, they're able to go ahead and capitalize on a pickoff or get one of those key members for the defense from AP Bren down. So Lord's going to go ahead and march in to the base, takes down that bottom base turret. We'll see how they clear it out. Should be pretty quick work, though, and Team Falcons will have to adjust from there. They don't have any waves pushing in yet.
Yeah, all right. So that people don't think I'm just an Ogwin hater, I don't think he's Master Ogwin just yet. Middle management Ogwin, I think, is a good baseline right now. You're not there, up there in the board of directors, but he has been playing a pretty damn good game for Falcons.
At least he's promoted, right?
Yeah.
And there's the promotion that you want. AP Bren just defending inside their base. Kyle TZ, there's an attempt. X-Nova from the back.
Who's going to go for it? He goes in with Tsunami Slam. He's able to find one. Kyle TZ still low. Pops the Shadow Kill to survive a little bit longer. He does go down, though, as Shizu picks up a kill. And now, down to member, there's the Rampart, Lord JM, taking the front of the damage, and Team Falcons, they lose their jungler, and AP Bren stays full health.
That's a very nice pick of here for AP Bren, surviving plus eliminating Kyle TZ.
Yeah, and that was really good, actually. X-Nova did not expect that he was actually there, so quite late. Ogwin, though, I will have to harp on Ogwin again. His Tectonic Charge saved that sequence for Falcons because he was able to get Shizo down. Yes, AP Bren were able to get the big kill onto Kyle TZ, and that means they won that sequence, but that could have been significantly worse for Falcons. They only lose one.
Yep. Tsunami Slam again. It's going to be Ogwin. So tanky. X-Nova going to be in trouble now as Super Marco picks up the kill. Another exchange, and Team Falcons ready to go ahead and continue on. The Zaman Force on the defense. There's the conceal. Ogwin trying to charge up. Drops down the rampart. James Panks can't go anywhere. He slides on through the wall, and Lord JM will jump in with Electo final blow, though. He's going to get run down. There's the Shadow Kill again from Kyle TZ. Lord JM has felt this 3 times now.
I heard the why there, Renmar.
Yeah, I mean, I will leave it at that. I get it. I know what you want to do there, man, but they are already on the back foot, and they all have items that give them just a little bit of movement speed to get away from you. Yeah. Could have been a little bit better there for Lord JM and AP Bren, but you can't fault them for trying. Ogwin, though, that wall started it all.
But still, it doesn't mean that if you can, doesn't mean that you should do it, right?
Ogwin's trying to get promoted, man. He's trying to get promoted on the Renmar Renmar test.
The man is doing all that he can, working 24/7, 7-day shifts.
Yeah, he doesn't just want to be middle management now. He wants to be supervisor, Ogwin.
Okay. Yeah.
Working his way up. Oh, good conceal by AP Bren.
Okay, working their way up.
Nova jumping in, and they're going to fight it anyway. There's a Tectonic Slam charge. Again, Ferd's jumping in, trying to zone out Aqua. Shizu's going to help him out. Ferd's pops on the crown, and X-Nova is gone, and Ferd's is still alive. And now Team Falcons on the chase. Another winner crown going to be used. Kyle TZ's working on it. The Lord, he'll secure it, and James Panks goes down with X-Nova. AP Bren loses 2.
Little by little, we are seeing them back in their top form. Ogwin again. That is 3 major sequences now. But then even Super Marco, hey, Bulletproof is back. 7-0-2. AP Bren, they're scrabbling and they have to defend this Lord.
Okay, now we see you guys and Team Falcons establishing that huge lead, especially picking off important players here for AP Bren. And now they're looking to finish this game.
The Petrify will catch Kyle TZ, but it might not be enough. Shizu dropping down the Zaman Force. He's got to clear out the Lord. X-Nova jumps in too. They got to clear out the minions. Lord still up. X-Nova could be in trouble now. He takes a couple shots from Super Marco. Picks up the kill. Base being worked on. They'll just lock it in. And Team Falcons will take game 1.
Now they're back at the game. Soaring high. Might be a shaky start, but still ending the game strong against AP Bren. That's the first game win for Team Falcons.
It's been a while. It's been a while. I got quite scared there in the final siege. Lord JM, I did not expect that. That was the right call. Yes, he was only able to pick down Kyle TZ, but you're already building advantage for your team. That's one less body to deal with. But then the problem is there was already a massive lead for Falcon. Super Marco had all the space in the world. He did end this game bulletproof. Terrific effort by AP Bren, but Falcons are slowly starting to get back to their old form.
It was like one of those things where it's like it starts out kind of rusty, you know, and then once they get warmed up, then you're hitting the reps, you know, a lot smoother for them because you were right in some of the things that Ogwin was trying to set up and everything, and it just took some time. And I'm still surprised at how much damage Ferds was able to tank up on this Uranus, and how many ultimates, how many spells, how many just decisions he ate up from AP Bren deciding to go for him. Even in that one of those last sequences, he was able to do so much. So again, props to them for figuring it out towards the end of the game. Got smoother along the way.
Yeah, and you know, if Ferb survives, you're doomed if you're AP Bren.
Yeah.
The moment that we saw, wait, you're still alive, Ferds? And that's a GG push here for AP, or rather Team Falcons. But so far for MVP for game number 1, it's going on to the hands of the Bulletproof yet again, showcasing his skills with a Ranger pick, a Super Marco, our game 1 MVP.
Still the same.
Yeah, still the same.
Never change, Marco.
So the double hand wave, the barely there smile.
Can I move yet?
Can I move yet? All right, thank you. And he is the MVP. 0 deaths on him. And yeah, he just played a terrific game overall. I think it was probably on his end that the call to gank Shizo topside after Falcons lost Turtle 1, and which eventually led them being able to build a little bit more advantage. Oh, right here. I think it was actually Super Marco who was feeding the information and probably called Ogwin, and I believe it was Few up there to say, hey, guys, I feel like we can get this guy. And then after there, it was just a slow climb back for Falcons. They were able to get pick after pick and answer very well through what we described in the draft as the very clear game plan for Falcons. Number 1, let your Uranus front. Number 2, let Ogun be the guy to follow up and answer with a big tech charge to counter what AP Bren throw in a team fight after they see Ferds.
Be the shadow for Ferds. So far, Ogun is doing a terrific job onto the mid and latter part of the portions here onto our game. You know, for AP Bren, I do feel like onto the early facing, they've got this in the bag. But we were kind of confused that you know that Ferds is going to do this. They're just going to waste your time.
Yeah.
They still gave up all or most of their resources just to try and take this guy down.
Yeah. I think that's a little thing that they needed to recalibrate is, yeah, you could bring the Uranus down, but don't blow out all your abilities to take him out. Because that means you've wasted already so many resources to try and just take out the Uranus that can eventually heal back the damage you deal to him anyway. And it's unfortunate because this was a fantastic game by Aqua. He was a menace for Falcons to deal with. He's still so dang good, dude.
Yeah, they were too tunnel vision onto their range that they forgot to somehow check onto other lanes. They did check off Super Marco so far deathless, and then there's also the fact that we mentioned that Aqua was still playing so good. You have that circle, you have that strength, but you're not using it right. After getting most of the kills onto the early, what's next? Where's the consistency here for AP Bren?
Well, I think that's where they had to rely on, you know, what was capable for James Banks or even Lord JM. Of course, AP Bren had their own mistakes throughout this game, but even so, like, for example, like the Fredrin, it's still like the impact of the Fredrin, if you compare it to obviously the Hayabusa, is generally going to be different anyway as heroes and their purpose. But even so, I just feel like we didn't get to see that work in the way that AP Bren probably wanted it to. Yes, you have the ability to go ahead and catch a couple people with the energy eruption, and you can work well with the Kalea, but it just didn't come to fruition. Like, the idea of the concept of the lineup is there. It's just after some mistakes and then the adjustments from Team Falcons and them having a better time, because you got to remember how many times did Kyle Teasy put pressure in a lane, and a lot of times it was Lord JM, he picked up a kill, you know, and in those moments where you're down a number, that's where Team Falcons likes to play. That was their play style before, you know, it was let's go get a pick and then get an objective. Like, that foundation of Team Falcons, even though it's Ferds in here playing, that's still true to them. I think, again, that's been why they've had this adjustment period into the current meta that we are in, because the current meta is shades of all the eras we've been talking about for the past 3 weeks. Yeah. And it's definitely still evolving now. And I mean, that's going to be the case for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of a Benedetta XP yet. Because so far, I do feel like you need an additional damage and setter if you're going for a Kalea, because you're too dependent on who X-Nova is going to catch. Yes, you're able to get micro plays against Kaltizi, but after that, what's next? What's your next move? Without the Petrify, the Benedetta is still just a Benedetta, and you cannot really dodge all those bullets from Super Marco. So I feel like if Lord James is given much more of a hero that fits his playstyle, that could have been an AP brand game. But so far here for big titles, we have the BPI rich guy, Super Marco, that left with a GPM of 806.
Again, everything which is set up well for himself to shine. Yes, it demanded that Kyle, TZ, Few, and Ferds needed to play a little bit more risky so that they can provide even more space for Super Marco. But eventually, since Falcons played a much tighter and improved formation most times, not gonna say all the time, then that means Super Marco was able to shine and walk away as the BPI rich guy. For the side of AP Brand, this is one of the reasons why we posed the possibility of an Esmeralda. I will say this now. I like Lord JM's Esmeralda significantly more than I like his Benedetta. His Esmeralda's very stable and would have done, I feel like, a better job in the composition that AP Brand brought out here, playing a bit closer to the Fredrin instead of playing so far that then suddenly the whole team needs to adjust around this Benedetta as the game goes on.
Yeah. It's like a midlife crisis here for Lord JM. Like, what am I going to play? Okay, I'll go for the Benedetta. But still, you don't want to miss out on the next games for today, and don't miss out on this early Christmas gift because tickets are now at 189 pesos from September 5 up till September 19. So go to the MPL Philippines website and secure your tickets now.
That is, again, we'd like to go ahead and let everybody know that in the Philippines, we like to start celebrating Christmas in September. It's Burr months.
There's a prelude of November for Halloween, and then we're back again for Christmas season.
Yep, and right now we're back for you guys to snap a photo of any MPL PH player during very specific moments while inside the venue for a chance to win diamonds.
Yeah. Use this graphic as your shot list, snap the photo, use the hashtags, make sure your profiles and your posts are on public, and you have until September 8th to submit your snaps. Make sure you are a member of the MPLPH official group. Get a chance to win MLBB diamonds. Make sure all the hashtags are on there. That is a hard requirement, folks.
And that's why you have to take advantage of our huge discount for our MPL tickets, because you're able to go and participate for our Snap a Photo if you are a ticket holder for MPL Arena. But before we head on for our game number 2, which won on to the favor of Team Falcons, we're going for a quick break, going on to our All Access.
Message ko lang sa AP Bren na huwag kayong matakot magkamali. Lagi niyong gagawin yung best niyo para wala kayong regret sa uli. Tiwala kami mga Beast community sa inyo na makakapag-playoffs at balang araw mag-champion din kayo.
Good luck sa Aurora. Lalo na sa idol ko si Edward. Gusto kita makita sa M7.
Kay Edward tsaka kay Domeng, kahit sana makapasok sa playoffs.
Domeng, galingan mo. Katulad kita mag-ari.
Ang message ko lang for Onyx, galingan nyo guys. Let's take this season one game at a time. And I know babalik din ang Corona sa mga Sonics. So yun lang, whatever the result, we're gonna support you all the way and God bless.
Sinusupport ko pong Team I, Team Liquid, and sana mag-champion po sila ngayon. And galingan nyo dahil nasa inyo na si The GOAT, Carl TC.
Para sa Team Liquid, galingan nyo and pagpatuloy nyo lang yung pagiging champion and depensahan nyo hanggang dulo. And para sa idol ko, Oheb, galingan mo lagi.
So message ko sa sinusuportahan kong team, which is Twisted Minds. Sana magtuloy-tuloy yung momentum nyo kahit na mas marami sa inyong rookies. Patunayan nyo kung sino talaga kayo.
Onyx Philippines po, tsaka si Kelra. Galingan niya lang basta kahit manalo-matalo, siya ang pinakamagaling sa amin. Sa Omega pa lang, siya na ang pinakamagaling.
To Onyx Philippines po, you had a great start na and just continue and consistency lang and just give your all until the playoffs and finals. Hopefully.
And those are the heartfelt messages and support from our super fans all over the different families, starting with the Mines, we have the Cavalry, and of course, I do like that they show their support live here on the MPL Arena.
A whole lot of families, a whole lot of course, supporters here. And again, you got to give it up to our audience, not just our super fans and everybody that's made it out over the past couple of weeks here, because let's be honest, the weather has been pretty crazy.
It's been cheeks.
Yeah.
That's what the kids say these days.
Cheeks?
It's been very cheeks.
What does that mean?
The peach emoji.
Why is that a thing?
Cheeks, I will explain later because I do not want to lose my job, sir.
Yes, no, I get it.
There we go.
I was trying to ransack my mind, Peach. Where did I hear that?
I get it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. I feel my age now. And it's
We're all roughly the same age.
We're all roughly the same age.
Right?
We're all mid-20s, right?
Yeah.
Liar.
I'm sorry, I wasn't
You're
briefed
cheating me,
about
bro.
the age. But right now, we have to somehow discuss the conditions here for AB Brand. We've seen the keys to victory earlier, right, Redmar? But for me, it's all about the hero for Lord JM. As we all know, XP laners are the tempo controllers also here for our games.
I'm going to say this now. Give a little bit more time in the workshop for the Lord JM Benedetta. Because it's not an individual performance thing. It's more of like more cohesion with the rest of the team to make it work.
And now we're back to the blue side here for Team Falcons. They're going to be on to the first pick, but so far they have a very low win rate because of the recent happenings for weeks.
Well, I mean, just in general, Team Falcons, their stats are going to be pretty, like, relevant to where they are in the current standings, I think, is the way we can go ahead and put that. They haven't had a good start. This is probably one of the worst starts they've had that I can remember for these boys in the professional league. But there's one thing you can always count on. When you have a team like this, we've seen this actually before from previous teams as well, where they'll have a pretty rough start in the early portion of the season, maybe even the first half, and then somehow, some way, they're able to bring it back in the second half. We've seen this even last season.
Yeah.
So I would say, like, for a lot of the fans out there for Team Falcons or AP Brand, or any of the teams that might be kind of struggling, so to speak, quote unquote, there's definitely a lot of room for them to go ahead and have a better second half of the regular season. Now, what you can look at for Team Falcons is, even though they've been making some of those mistakes, Ferds has been playing really, really good so far in the games that we've seen him. I think you can continue to go ahead and play around that idea of utilizing Ferds. If that means picking up the Uranus again to just let Ferds do his thing, then let him do it. You know, but he's actually a pretty action-packed XP laner as well. So Team Falcons definitely could play into that. You see here they are on that blue side. We got AP Brand on the red. I think for AP Brand too, I'd like to see James Panks be on a hero that's a little more proactive this time, a little better than the Fredrin, so to speak, and be able to set the pace, especially in the early game against Team Falcons.
Let us see some of those million moves if you're James Panks, right? So I'm looking forward to a better matchup. And actually, for the Houston Shin, it was actually opened earlier for the Game 1 drafting phase. And I'm still quite surprised if things or some teams are not like really prioritizing it, even banning it. They're not even acknowledging it.
Yeah, I think that's why Team Falcons decided to pick up the Uranus as one of the first two picks on the red side, is because they were going into the next picks of AP Brand with the possibility of them picking up the Yisun Shin. What we've seen recently is, yes, Yisun Shin is still a very strong pick, but he is very susceptible to, if the rest of the team makes one big mistake in the river, suddenly the opposing team is just constantly invading you. The Uranus is one of those heroes that are very strong at doing that, so they decided to play it safe and just swerve into playing the tank fighting junglers. Now, Falcons decided to not respect them, but take out the Uranus option, because I feel like they've also shown to AP Brand how good and how strong a Uranus rush is. This might end up becoming a big swerve, where it's more of the same as the previous game, where this time, if the Lancelot is not open again, it's going to be another Kalea rush for Falcons. But if the Lancelot is available, just go ahead and pick up the Lance.
Or maybe they're willing to part ways with the Arlot. Because earlier, the Arlot was actually the third red ban here on the red side, and that was onto Team Falcons. But still, it's going to be the Lancelot ban out. So if you're going on to the Kalea, the Arlot is open here for Lord JM, and I believe that's going to be a better hero for him if ever.
Yeah. I think Arlot Moss, no, you don't need to rush a Moskov. Just go Arlot Harith, and again, it's fine. Or you get priority into the EXP lane.
Oh, you're
Farsa
right.
could be okay, but I wouldn't mind if they just go ahead and pick up the Arlot CC. Just show already where they're going to be going.
Just be straightforward, honest approach here for AP Brand. But I do love the Farsa play as well, just so they could eliminate the combos as usual with the Kalea and Farsa. Or they could also go for the route of an assassin here for James Panks as early as this one. Get the Yisun Shin and get the Arlot. If ever, Arlot Lapu. Put the Arlot on the roam.
Let's see what they do here. They definitely trying to really decide on how they want to approach this, and it's going to be pretty crucial. You can see the Hayabusa Hayabusa Jushin.
Wow.
Is their choices. So neither of what we kind of threw out there. So does this mean that you can also just take that? Like Team Falcons just go, hey, we'll take the Farsa and maybe the Arlon or something.
Yeah. There's also a potential Kimmy option here for few.
Or Harith? Like.
Yeah, okay. Kimmy Harith would be actually okay for Falcons, and then just swerve your jungle pick later.
Yeah.
Because one of the difficult things about now for the pick for Kyle TZ is if it's not going to be an assassin, on the side of AP Bren, they picked up a Juicin, which softly turns off the idea of utility jungles for Kyle TZ. So they might pick that up later. They prioritize the Lapu Lapu instead, despite the CC being open for Lord JM. But the Esmeralda can still come through at Red 3 or Red 4 later for AP. Pick up the Harith now if it's possible for Falcons.
Time to drop the beat
Still,
of the
for
flux.
Team Falcons, they're going on to the Joy route here. Interesting pick here for Team Falcons. And they're just going head-to-head here with the Hayabusa for James Banks. Now, it's up to AB Brand to somehow get the Harith. Then just left the options here for the Granger, even Moscow for Super Marco.
I expect AP Brand to actually ban out the Granger. You know, and here's a little fun fact. Aqua is 5 assists short of hitting a 2,000 career assist milestone.
Okay, he's at 1,995 currently.
That's when I was born.
Oh, thanks for revealing your age.
I'm just kidding. That's not when I was born.
Yeah, he was
You
born.
got me.
I was born in the 80s.
Time and
Really?
tide wait for no man.
Hey!
No, I'm just going to leave it out there, Athena.
I'm doing the math right now. What they're going to do.
Oh, Beatrix
and
ban.
ban the Beatrix. What I respect, a direct ban here onto Super Marco.
Yeah, with the lineup, the first 3 picks here of AP Brand, Beatrix is very well warranted for that because you do need strong basic attack lockdown focus. At the same time, providing good AoE. And Beatrix, of course, with the multiple tools in her kit, are great at that. And as expected, Falcons take away an Esmeralda option from Lord JM. Wouldn't be surprised if they later ban out the CC as well. But then you have to consider the lineup of Falcons will crumble. So they're going to have to choose. If they ban out the CC, blue will be open. But they should do a little bit better. Well, the laning's going to be here or there. The CC is still going to be tough. If they ban out the glue, maybe Ferds will do, or give the glue rather, Ferds will do a little bit better in lane, but then when it comes into the team fight, you're not going to be able to help Ferds as much. So Falcons needs to pick their poison of what they'd rather deal with. Better lane or better overall team fight.
I think they're going for a better team fight if ever. But Farsa ban here for AP Bren. Just to, as you mentioned, eliminate the risk of that instant burst. But there's still the Kimi route here. Even the Eve, I am still waiting for the Eve here for MPL. But what would they ban out next year for Team Falcons?
Well, there's the answer. It's the Arlot because we were talking about him earlier. Which actually could have worked pretty well for AP Bren. So,
yeah.
Is this their XP lane option then? Do they go this or do they go for the roam?
They waited too long for the R that they pick up. So Team Falcons was able to get that out for game number 2. And I do feel like they're stuck with the kind of like the Hilda or even a new hero here. Will they go for the Terisla route here for Lord JM?
Please no.
Oh.
But I do feel like
do not approve.
Midnight will have a violent reaction as well with
I
the
will
Terisla.
also have a violent reaction. You'll see both sides of the table of this arena suddenly just burst in flames because we're so mad.
Tranquility.
Okay, so they pick up the Badang. I think this is going to be the X-Nova pickup. Or we'll see. It's still very flexible. And now this means that AP Brenner Falcons have to think a little bit more because AP Bren showed a flex pick 4th pick. So now Falcons really have to choose their matchups wisely. I think still very strong basic attack lockdown would be important. Okay. Low Yi, a few signatures, strong map control, and the team fight is harder for a Harith. Granger in the long range. This is a well-rounded lineup for Falcons that AP Bren need a good, strong answer in the roam. I think they just park Lord JM the EXP, then pick up a Kufra. If they're gonna put this Badang in the roam instead, then your EXP needs to be something along the sides of a glue. I'm leaning more towards a glue instead more than the CC.
What if they go and get the Hylos yet again from yesterday? But maybe so. Just get a go for the comfort pick here for X-Nova.
I think that's good. Also, you gotta be kind of worried because the interaction with the Lui Yi and the Joy is going to be pretty devastating. I think even even early on. Like, it doesn't even need to be, you don't even need to be, so to speak, like level 4 for the Lu Yi. Like the interactions with her passive are going to be great. There's a CC. So funny that, by the way, the CC slips through at this point, being picked up last pick for AP Bren. So I hope they have the answer for that. Xnova is going to be on that Badang, and you know, this is one of the things. This is the Team Falcons way of playing it. Lu Yi being one of those heroes that only certain teams like to draft up. Very similar and reminiscent to the Chip, like when we see Chip bring up, and allows you these macro options on the map that you normally wouldn't have, right? So that's definitely something. And the damage, like I was saying, one of them is going to have the Genius Wand early on, and that with the Joy working together is going to be doing quite a bit of damage early on.
Let's see if there's going to be a huge adjustment here for AP Bren as we finally see Lord JM playing one of his signature heroes. But for the survivability, yes, you have that Jushin as well, not easily picked off.